It's time once again for This Week in East Brunswick, your video magazine of events in and around town. This week, state legislators joined officials from East Brunswick and Old Bridge to discuss remedies for the deteriorating Main Street Bridge. Mayor Sinagra wanted to impress upon the minds of state officials the dangerousness of the present situation. We will have a review of that meeting. We'll hear from school's information officer Amy Fisher, who visited Frost School this week, where students participated in the Lincoln Center Institute's aesthetic education program called Just So Stories. Tonight, Dolly Vasta brings us the arts update, including information on the East Brunswick Night Out in New Brunswick to see Marcel Marceau. We'll highlight Sunday's public service citations at the VFW Post, and we'll have a review of Monday's council meeting, including the council's decision concerning the Go-Go Bar on Route 18. All this and more tonight on This Week in East Brunswick. But first, here's a look at what's happening next week on Channel 8. Monday at 10 a.m., watch Look Great, Feel Great with Lenore Kulick. At 10:30, we bring you stories from the library. Tuesday night at 7, the City of Beverly Hills presents In Print. At 7:30, Sports Talk features author Joan Mellon, who described the private side of the Indiana Hoosiers basketball coach in her book, Bob Knight, His Own Man. At 8 p.m. Tuesday, Channel 8 will have live coverage of the 1989-90 school budget public hearing. Wednesday night at 7:30, Dolly Vasta talks to world-renowned sculptor George Siegel about his life's work on For Art's Sake. At 8, Art Goes Public on The Arts, a production of Piscataway Community Television. At 8:30 Wednesday, we will repeat the school budget hearing in its entirety. This Week in East Brunswick returns Thursday at 7 and 8. At 7:30, Sandy Landman talks to former East Brunswick mayors Charles Sullivan and Alec Borman on EB People. Check the Channel 8 program guide for repeats of the week's regular programming and the school budget hearing. 1992. That's when the New Jersey Department of Transportation plans to begin construction of a new highway bridge over Main Street and the South River. 1992. That's 3 years from now, and it will be 3 years too late if the existing bridge continues to deteriorate at its present rate. Mayor Jack Sinagra calls the target date unacceptable. He and Old Bridge Mayor Arthur Haney called state, county, and local officials to a special meeting Tuesday at the East Brunswick Public Library. They equate state and federal red tape with inaction and think it all translates, in effect, as a dangerous invitation to the driving public. Mayor Sinagra wants a metal netting under the bridge to catch falling debris and thinks the bridge needs weight limiting. Mayor Haney also calls for immediate action in addition to the long-term corrections. He says the condition of the bridge is a problem of both safety and convenience. Traffic backs up for miles in all directions when repairs are attempted anywhere on the bridge. He wants an emergency rerouting plan now.
What's important is where the ambulances go, and where the fire equipment go, and the police and the other emergency equipment. And I think we have to know that the day that bridge shuts down, not try and figure it out when it happens. We're going to do that. Whatever input I can receive from the state to assist us in that, then I ask you for that. Jack and I will get together with Mr. Leo and his public safety director, and we'll work on that. Jack and his council have recognized the problem. On February 14th, they passed a resolution expressing the needs to the state and expressing the urgency and asking the support of the legislative bodies in the 13th and the 18th district. And I have put that up for our own council agenda to review and ask the council to support that at the next coming council meeting.
East Brunswick Director of Public Safety Joseph Farrar concurred. He said the roadways available for detours during times of bridge repair cannot even modestly accommodate the truck traffic that the bridge normally sees. The roadways would swell even with the car traffic only. He also described a chunk of concrete that fell in July, a piece larger than the one on display, which fell Monday. State Assemblywoman Joanne Smith, who's lived in Old Bridge 32 years, noted that the state has already expended $500,000 in temporary repairs. She works closely with transportation officials, and she failed to fault the department. State Senator Thomas Paternitti said of course the first thing is the public safety, but couldn't offer much more than his attention to the problem. And what does the Department of Transportation say? The Transportation Commissioner's liaison, Carolyn McCallum, explained that the bridge study has been completed and is being reviewed. The project needs federal approval, she said, because bridge replacement funds are 80% federal. Then environmental impact studies must be conducted due to the proximity of wetlands and the Old Bridge Historic District. They expect construction to begin no earlier than 1992, at which time a new bridge will be built with 3 lanes plus shoulder and sidewalk. McCallum sees no reason to weight limit the existing bridge, though the Old Bridge and East Brunswick councils fear even a shallow collapse is imminent. But she did say she would report that fear back at the DOT.
Yeah, certainly within a week I should be able to report back on the questions you've asked and the copies of the study and the evaluation of the bridge that have been asked for. And I just want everybody to be assured that we're concerned. I mean, we're building and designing roads and bridges all over the state, and indeed, we share your concerns, and I wish you would accept that. I do understand, and I think your questions are valid, what if, and that's because of the location of this bridge, it makes it very difficult in the getting around, and that's certainly a fair and reasonable question for you to be asking on behalf of your constituents. But I'll also check for the firmness of the schedule to see exactly how they arrived at, what they anticipate the EIS to take. Can anything be done simultaneously rather than consecutively? I will go back and satisfy, and I'm sure the commissioner wants to be satisfied to that point also.
It is important to note that this bridge on Route 18, which goes over Main Street and the South River, is one of the main links between Old Bridge and East Brunswick. It is a major thoroughfare for commuters and for Central Jerseyans driving to and from the Jersey Shore. It is a 57-year-old bridge carrying anywhere from 48,000 to 68,000 vehicles daily. The bridge rates only 2 out of a possible 100 efficiency points on a federal bridge survey. Old Bridge Councilman Thomas O'Malley said if a bridge in North Jersey rated a 2, you can bet repairs or replacement are underway. Mayor Sinagra and Haney liked O'Malley's suggestion to commission an independent study on the soundness of the bridge. And until they hear more from the DOT on moving up the construction target date, the 2 towns will begin contingency plans for detours and rescue operations in the event of an emergency. East Brunswick VFW Post 133 presented national citations on Sunday to citizens and municipal employees who have made outstanding contributions to public service. Those receiving citations included paramedics, police officers, firefighters, and citizens, not only from East Brunswick but from surrounding communities as well. Awards were presented to those who have performed a heroic deed or saved someone's life. Presentations were made by the president of the Ladies Auxiliary and organizer of the event, Barbara Haig, and her husband, Post Commander Warren Haig.
Today we'll be giving out life-saving awards and appreciation awards. The life-saving awards are given out by the national headquarters in Kansas City by the Commander-in-Chief. Now, to get one of these awards, you have to send in the material on the individual, and the national headquarters will see fit if the candidate is qualified. Today we're giving out 13 life-saving awards and 7 appreciation awards. I'd like to thank everybody for coming here today. Thank you.
Life-saving citations were presented to East Brunswick resident Jason Ragg, who was unable to attend the ceremony, and 5 residents of Old Bridge who assisted in saving the lives of a woman and her great-grandson from a burning home in Lawrence Harbor. Margaret Calnan, a school nurse from South River, also received the life-saving citation. She saved the lives of 2 children in South River on 2 separate occasions, 11 years apart. 2 paramedics from Robert Wood Johnson Hospital and 3 firefighters from the Cheesequake Volunteer Fire Company received the life-saving citation for their role in the rescue of an Old Bridge factory worker who fell 40 feet down an elevator shaft. East Brunswick's own Sergeant Gerald Greenlee was named Outstanding Law Officer for his contributions in the area of traffic safety. Sergeant Greenlee was instrumental in the establishment of the Commercial Vehicle Inspection Unit and the Hazardous Materials Bureau. His nomination will be forwarded to the VFW headquarters for consideration in the National Outstanding Law Officers Contest. Appreciation citations went to the East Brunswick Rescue Squad, the East Brunswick Independent Fire Company, and to 2 East Brunswick police officers, Anita Marie Waite and Detective Geraldine Brandon, for their contributions to public safety. Longtime East Brunswick resident Sergeant Scott Hoover of the South Brunswick Police Department also received an appreciation citation. This was the first time that VFW Post 133 held this type of award ceremony, but Auxiliary President Barbara Haig says they plan to have many more memorable days like this in the future. Overall, it was a day filled with gratitude and pride. Those individuals who demonstrated bravery and concern for others deserved commendation and duly received it.
Hi, I'm Amy Fisher, the Information Officer for the school system. Today, I'm at Frost School with Jackie Spivak and Pat Pember, 2 teachers, and we're going to be talking about a project that was done in conjunction with Lincoln Center. Jackie, you're one of the teachers who goes to the Lincoln Center Institute. Tell us all about what's happening here.
Well, a group of the school coordinators got together over the summer to plan the projects that we would be using. We decided that we definitely wanted Just So Stories and put our names into a lottery this year, it turned out. We each decided also that we intended to use it for our entire school, not just for the small group of, teachers who do participate in Lincoln Center. And we were lucky enough to be selected, and from there it came into the schools. And Ken Koppel was very much involved in getting bus transportation and coordinating the entire project.
All the schools, all the elementary schools saw the Just So Story performance, is that true?
All of those who participate in Lincoln Center, yes.
And you had teaching artists come before and after the performance?
Yes, I have a teaching artist, in fact, coming still. Our project was to talk about, get masks, create masks, which we involved the art teacher in. In fact, he decided to do that project with all of the 4th grade classes, not just with mine and with Miss Price's. And then we went ahead and wrote stories, listened to the Just So stories, wrote our own stories, and then we plan on acting out a few of them when he returns.
And tell us just briefly again, what is the purpose of Lincoln Center Institute?
Well, the idea of it is to get the children used to aesthetic education as well as all of the academic subjects that they have in school and the athletic subjects that they have in school.
Great. Well, now we're going to talk to Pat and see how she got involved with this project.
Well, a lot of the teachers at Frost have always read Rudyard Kipling Just So stories to their classes as examples of folk tales and the classics, and used it as an introduction to creative writing and had the kids write their own Just So stories. So when it came out that we were going to see the performance, we kind of coordinated a project where the whole school would do this at the same time so we could have a school-wide display, and the librarian helped out by ordering some films of Just So stories before we went to see the live performance. So it was something that we've done in the past. It was just more of a coordinated effort to get it all done at the same time and have it a school project rather than as a class project.
Now you have the stories hanging all through the building from all the classes.
Yes.
And it looks very nice. So now we're going to hear from some students.
We also have one final project where each teacher and her students are to select one story from each homeroom. And we're going to have a Frost book of Just So stories that we will be bound and put in the library as a culminating thing to the whole project.
Well, that's really great. Well, now we're going to hear a little bit of some of the students' stories. And thanks a lot for being with us today.
My name is Jane Kim. I'm Korean. This is a Korean folktale, how the sun and the moon got in the sky. My name is Justin Cardy, how the porcupine got its quills. One day there was a small sort of thing walking down the street. Then a furious lion popped out in front of him. It looked like it was going to eat him. The small soft thing.
My name is Michael. This is the story, How the Turtle Got Its Shell. Have you ever thought how the turtle got its shell? Well, in the olden days, there were plenty of giants and turtles. Also, turtles were the fastest creatures on Earth. The turtles didn't have any shells yet, but could go 450 miles. They used to tease the giants by running around them at top speed until they were very dizzy and dumbfounded. The giants hated this and had a plan to make the turtles slow down. Well, they decided one night that while the turtles were sleeping, They'd put carved shells made out of a hard material similar to rock on the turtles' backs. In the morning, the turtles could barely walk because of the weight of the
My
shells.
name is Courtney Bell,
They
and this
found
is
it
how the
useful
pig got its
to hide
tail. Pigs didn't always have cute, curly, small tails. Babe, a pig that lived on Mr. Lima Bean's farm, was smart and knew how to read and write, and knew how to talk in English. He absolutely had no tail except for a little stub. Babe had many friends such as Frank the horse, Pinks the cat, and Mrs. Hamburger the cow. Mr. Lima Bean had no patience with his animals, and he couldn't stand to hear them talk. One day, Babe was in a meeting in the barn. Order, order, he said. This meeting is now in session. We have to think of a plot against Mr. L. How about me not waking him up in the morning, said
My
Ron
name
the
is Danny
rooster.
Gilman. My story is how the skunk got a smelly spray in its tail. Once upon a time, the skunk, my best beloved, had no scent in its tail. Maybe it's hard to believe, but it is true. This is how he got it. In the days of yore, the skunk was a pleasure to be near. He was picking roses one day when this whole incident occurred. The lioness, his best friend, was coming toward him. "Hello, skunk," said she. "So 'tis this where you go every Monday afternoon at 6 o'clock. "Yes, it is," replied Skunk. "I must explain this to you, my child, because this is no ordinary lioness. As you can see, she is very friendly, and she had no mane. Would you like to run with me in the wild, wild, wet, wet, wondrous park tomorrow?" "Of course, my friend," replied Skunk. The day went by, and then came the next.
Hi, I'm Dolly Basta with your arts update for this week, and we have some wonderful events coming up for all of you. Starting with March 12th, there's going to be a great concert over at the East Brunswick Library. It will start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it will star one of East Brunswick's own, Laura Marchesotto, on the piano, and she will be accompanying Barney Crockerell, baritone. They'll be doing an afternoon of music theater and show tunes, some light opera. You'll have yourselves a ball. It's free. That's March 12th, Sunday, March 12th, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's a free concert. Come on out and let's support our own people. All right, moving on from there, our next concert really is, we've got a great trip coming up for you. March 21st is East Brunswick Night in New Brunswick. How about that one for a switch? Marcel Marceau will be appearing at the Old State Theater, which is now the New Brunswick Cultural Center on Livingston Avenue in New Brunswick on March 21st. We've got a bus trip going over there. This is going to be his last appearance. He is such a dynamite performer. I thought surely you would like to see him. And I have a group of 40 of the best tickets. About half of them are gone. We have half of them left. It's $25, and it includes the bus, the show, and a small reception later on, which we're hoping Marcel Marceau will join us. And I hope you all will join us. The bus will leave the Civic Center at 7:15 and return, approximately 11 p.m. at night. If you would like reservations, and they aren't going fast, call me at my office, 390-6825. Okay, let's see what else we have coming up here. That's April 7th and 8th. We really have some busy times coming in. April 7th and 8th, the Garden State Ballet Company will be at Playhouse 22 in an evening of not too serious ballet. They'll be performing at 8 o'clock on Friday night and 8 o'clock on Saturday night and 2 o'clock Saturday matinee. Now, our Saturday night is going to be a ball because we're going to have one of our little gala champagne receptions afterwards, and the ballet people will be meeting with us in the lobby of the Playhouse, and it'll be fun all the way around. I hope you'll join us. Tickets for the ballet are $10 on Friday and Sunday. $10 on Friday and Saturday matinee. Students and seniors, $5 for Friday night and Saturday matinee. And of course, the Saturday night big performance, the gala, is $15. You can also call my office for tickets for that. That's also 390-6825. Hopefully, you'll all show up to that one. It's being funded by the Middlesex County Cultural and Heritage Commission and AT&T, and they all do such a splendid job in helping us bring really good ballet. By the way, it's the first time the Garden State Ballet Company has ever been to Central Jersey, so I hope you come out and see them. moving right along, as they say. The Recreation, Parks, and Community Services magazine is out now. I'm sure all of you have it. Inside, okay? Inside this is, hold on, all the coming attractions for the East Brunswick Arts Commission and Playhouse 22 1989 spring and summer events. It goes right through until Labor Day. So I hope all of you really collect it, cut out these sections and post them. Now I have one more announcement to make, and this is something to me that is very exciting. Last summer, the crew and I did a wonderful documentary on the children's summer theater program at the high school, and it was called The Friday Phenomenon. It went out over cable, and it went out over Channel 8. It also went out as an entry into a New Jersey Recreation Parks Association Awards, and it's called the Dorothy Mullen Arts and Humanities Award. And what, to our wondering ear and eye, did appear last week, but we had won the award. And there it is. It's the National Recreation and Park Association Mid-Atlantic Regional Council 1988 Dorothy Mullen Arts and Humanities Award, Department of Recreation, Parks, and Community Services, East Brunswick, New Jersey, for the Children's Summer Theater Program. And of course, as all of you know, that was created and directed by Elliot Taubenslag. We're very excited about this, and of course, you as my viewing audience, it's the first time we've released it out to the public on the award. I'd like to thank the crew who helped us do this from Channel 8, because no one person ever does these by themselves. I think that's kind of it. That wraps it up for the day. It's been great talking to you. You have a great list of events to come out to see, so come on out. I'll be at all of them. Say hi. I'll see you all. In the meantime, take care.
The library continued its celebration of the Year of the Young Reader with the first of a series of 3-week programs called Calliope. Children's librarian Sherry Ginsberg led this session of 15 township children in stories, crafts, and games. If your child is in kindergarten or first grade and wants in on the fun, call the Children's Department to register for Calliope in March or April. The calendar of upcoming events includes the library's second annual Dessert Derby, to be held on March 30th. Children and adults are eligible and are encouraged to visit the Children's Department for contest rules. Registration begins March 6th. March 29th, the whole family is invited to see Bambi, Disney's animated story about the faun who becomes Prince of the Forest. 2 shows, a matinee from 2 to 3:30 and an evening show starting at 7:30. For more information, call 390-6789.
Imagine not being able to comb your hair or brush your teeth without experiencing pain. Imagine not being able to turn a doorknob or tie a shoelace without great physical difficulty. Well, that's what life can be like if you suffer from severe rheumatoid arthritis, also called RA. It's a painful, often debilitating inflammation of the joints, a disease that affects more than 2 million adults in the United States. Now there's new hope of relief for people who have not been helped by traditional treatments. In January, Letterly Laboratories unveiled its new drug, Rheumatrex. The active ingredient is methotrexate, a drug used to treat various forms of cancer. Low-dose methotrexate has been in experimentation with rheumatoid arthritis since 1972, and rheumatologists report significant reductions in the number of swollen joints, increased grip strength, and improved walking time in participating patients. Rheumatoid arthritis may lead to destruction of the bones, deformity, and eventually disability. The joints most often affected first are the hands and feet. 75% of RA incidence occurs in women. It usually begins when a person is 30 to 40 years old. Traditional treatments include aspirin, penicillamine, and gold salts. Patients who don't respond to these therapies are considered ideal candidates for methotrexate, which is not without its serious side effects. Letterly Laboratories, a division of American Cyanamid, received approval from the Food and Drug Administration in the fall to market Rheumatrex. It's possibly the most important development in RA therapy in the last 25 years. For Health Facts, I'm Justine Cruz.
At Monday night's town council meeting, an ordinance to downzone land on Riva Avenue failed. The ordinance would have changed the zone from commercial to 2-acre residential. Although 3 councilmen voted in favor of the change, 1 no vote and 1 abstention caused the ordinance to fail. Councilman William Kirk voted against the change. Councilman Ira Oskowski abstained because of a conflict of interest he has with the landowner, Henry Rosenzweig. Councilman Russell Walker, Joseph Hudak, and Irving Sporn voted for the change. But according to Town Attorney Burt Bush, state law requires 4 out of 5 votes when a governing body seeks to change a zone and notice of a suit has been filed, as in this case. Residents in the area said the land was environmentally sensitive and could not support a shopping center. They convinced 3/5 of the council. But landowner's attorney provided documentation that the area could support a scaled-down commercial site, which convinced the needed 1 council vote. Residents of the Glover-Starkin Road area, however, were not convinced.
We lived through the SSMA, or the septic management system over there. The evidence from Dr. Small from Rutgers University and other chemists that came in said that this is an environmentally sensitive area. That area in particular, I saw their kids walking through that area. You cannot add extra piping over there. It's sensitive. Now, for you to say, to cite Middlesex County planning is an absurdity.
Also Monday, the council voted to shut down the Route 18 go-go bar, JK's, Talk of the Town, for 2 weeks. This was the result of a hearing charging JK's with serving alcohol to underage patrons. The order to close will come after March 31st, which gives the owner enough time to appeal. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.